Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5-digit World Cup 2026. It is still group stage, and it is the second week, the last day of group stage. Matter of fact, the match that we're gonna be covering today is the last match of Group B, a very decisive one. We have Sweden versus Ukraine, seed 15 versus seed 17. The winner of this match will get a second place in the group and will advance to the winner's bracket in the bracket stage, and the loser will drop down to the loser's bracket in the bracket stage. So a very important one and really close seeds as well. So I'm hoping for a very close match. And in the commentary booth for today's match, you have me, Loxen, and I am accompanied by Tay.
Yes, let's go. Hello. Welcome. So, very exciting match, as said. This is very closely contested, not just in seeding, both these teams being only one seed apart. Also, with the seed in their groups, Ukraine second and Sweden third, they're basically just fighting over who gets into the winner's bracket of round of 16 or who gets into the loser's bracket of round of 16. All of these teams have one win and one loss. Ukraine losing 5-1 to Australia, Sweden losing 5-0 to Australia. They share that point. And then both of them also played Mexico. Sweden won 5-1 against Mexico and Ukraine 5-0 against Mexico. So we got like the most 50-50 matchup you could ever imagine.
Yeah, you cannot predict that. I mean, of course, Australia is already guaranteed to be top 1, and they just bulldozed through both Sweden and Ukraine, which is very frightening because both Sweden and Ukraine, they have great players. I mean, Sweden, you have Sige, and Sige is just an insane player, arguably the strongest European 5-digit that you have in the scene. And yeah, this guy, and of course his gang that he brought all the way from 5EC, getting 4th place there. They are ready, they're in for the money. They also got a new reinforcement, which is Bolej or Bolej. Sorry, I do not know how to pronounce it correctly, but yeah, got some new blood player, which is quite interesting to see how they will perform. And for Ukraine, their roster changed quite a bit compared to 5EC. They still got Cooler Bra, which is the carry of the team. They also have Kazuki, who is a very strong core player. But now they also have Artem, and Artem is a guy who played OWC, and he is now here in 5-digit, being the captain of Team Ukraine, super experienced. So, you have the battle of carries that I'm really excited to see, of Sige versus Artem. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, now we can... Tay, do you know if we have bans happening or not yet?
Oh wait, we have bans happening. I guess I will restart the client because I don't see the chats. But we have bans happening. I will record the bans while I'm restarting the client. Well, we got Protects already, Sweden DT3, Ukraine No Mod 4. We got bans, Sweden No Mod 2 ban, and then also Ukraine Free Mod 2 so far.
Oh, Ukraine free mod. Yeah, these are quite fascinating to see, Tay. I mean, for both Ukraine and Sweden, there's one thing that they have in common, and it's that they do not really like those tapping maps. In their previous matches, they've been getting rid of those Nomad 2, Nomad 5, DT2 maps. That applies for both Sweden and Ukraine, so that's one skill set they will not be picking. DT3 from Sweden is quite understandable because even though it's quite a tapping map, it is more so a finger control. Like, it doesn't drain your stamina, it's just doubles, triples, and quads mixed into each other, so it's not that deep. It's not a raw tapping map. For Ukraine, protected Nomad 4 makes sense. Ukraine, they do like their control maps like Nomad 3, Nomad 4. In fact, all the Nomad maps in qualifiers, for example, they play them quite well. And yeah, there's gonna be a battle of those control maps that I'm expecting. What? Never mind. We're seeing a DT2. Is this? No, that's a ban. Okay. I get scared for a second. But yeah, DD2 from Sweden makes perfect sense. After all, it's probably the only weakness that Sweden has. They're great in gimmicks, they're great in aim and control, but speed, they've been banning that in 5EC as well, and it's gonna be the same situation here. So no DTs, no tapping for Sweden, and number 3 banned from Ukraine.
Yep, number 3 ban from Ukraine. It is it's not something you see every day where you have Nomad 4 protect and Nomad 3 ban. It's an odd mix with each other, but I guess Sweden is just that good at alternate where Ukraine has to respect it and then banning it onto them. Sweden with the tapping bans, I mean Ukraine is has really solid tapping roster. So there's the respect there, but protecting DT3 is not a tapping map per se, but in a control type map, which may have given the ban to be more obvious on number 3 for Ukraine. Don't know. No, Harshrock 3 is the first pick, so that's...
Wait, hey, what are we doing? I mean, for context, like, Sweden getting rid of tapping maps, yeah, that's understandable, and Ukraine not really actually being comfortable on speed maps is like something they have in common, but picking Hard Rock 3, which is a 210 DPM, quite speedy, bursty Hard Rock mechanics map, that's something I did not really expect from Ukraine, but I guess it works really well. After all, they have insane lineup that they usually have for those Hard Rock maps. Of course, expect to see Artem and Kazuki, those are going to be the hard hitters on this one. And also expect an Edgar to step in, a very strong consistency Hard Rock and aim player overall. So Ukraine definitely does have a great lineup, but for Sweden, you know, even though it is kind of on a higher BPM side, it is still not that super high. So it barely could be considered speed. Like 210 is something I think they would be able to cheese. So I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, 210. I would also say it's not speed. It's like fast mechanics. That's probably how I would call it. And I think both teams can play this, though, considering Sweden bans both Nomad 2 and the DT2, and this map is a little bit more technical mechanics. So Ukraine, they did protect Nomad 4. They might see this pick as like one of the more obvious picks to do. Might be like one of the more one-sided maps they might see in the pool remaining, going with this option now, and we will see how this goes. This is not a long map after all. It's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds or 16 seconds. So this can be over quite quickly. Well, let's see. First map of the match. Ukraine's first pick, and we got 75% on Kouga.
Yep, let the last B group match start. Starting off slowly because only now we have those bursts finally approaching in the screen. Facer gonna be the first one to drop combo from Sweden, but it is just the early days. Everything can change. It is just that comfort lead that both countries are trying to build up from each of the perspectives, and yeah, so far it's just the accuracy that we can talk about. You have 98.5 from Kazuki, the highest accuracy on the Ukrainian side, and on the Swedish side you see that Sigi is actually not playing, so that's one carry down from Team Sweden. That's probably the strategy that Ukraine is trying to abuse. Let's see if they will succeed in doing such, because so far Sweden is holding strong with only one early break.
Yeah, the score difference is only 20k, and we are halfway off the map now. Both teams have high egg and low egg players, so it's really just 50-50. Uge is breaking, that's an FC down for Sweden. Feist with recovery is also breaking. Only Ran Yakumo and Girl like with the FCs again. Still 4-way holding for Ukraine. And the map is slowly coming to its last KI section. The bursts are getting longer. This is where you can maybe find a miss, but no one is breaking, and we have one last KI section to go through.
Yeah, you need a lot of breaks from Ukraine, basically a full combo reset if you want to get back on this one, but so far it doesn't seem like a break point whatsoever. 500,000 score advantage towards Ukraine, and they're still going. It's looking like a potential of a quad-way FC, and this is something that Australia pulled against Ukraine in their previous match. They basically quad-way FC that Hard Rock 3, and just as Australia, you're also seeing that one choke of one of the FCs from Buster Rhymes, but it doesn't even matter. The damage has been done. That's a very strong start from Ukraine as we're exiting this heavy tapping section. And Ukraine getting the first point on their board. It's gonna be around 3.6 million team score, which is very, very terrifying.
Oh, three-way. Let's go.
Oof.
That's nice.
It is very nice. But
Up
no,
to-
Tay, Artem just accuracy maxing this one, 97%. But you know, the part that scares me the most, even though Ukraine pulled off that 3.5 million per team score performance, which is very respectable, that still would not have been enough to beat Australia. Like that is just insane.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked. But yeah, anyway, great start from Ukraine. Looking forward to picking more of those tapping maps. I'm assuming if there are any left in the pool, and yeah, might be a possibility to see some other mechanic maps later into the match. But now the question is, what can Sweden pick, Tay?
Well, I mean, Sweden, they have protected DT3, and no more 3 was banned from Ukraine. So yeah, I would have said something that is a bit more less mechanical and a bit more gimmicky or technical, or like some sort of control. Hidden one, I would have rather said hidden 3, but hidden one might work as well. It is a pretty uncomfortable map to play, and if Ukraine likes a bit more mechanical style maps, which they probably lean more towards hard rock, I would say, Sweden, they might want to try and pick those hiddens as well.
Yeah, I'd say honestly AG2 would have worked a bit better. I'm pretty sure we will see AG2 later into the match from Sweden, but they want to make AG1 the instrument of execution. It is your custom map from Artisan, actually, a great alt and aim mapper for those turns, having a lot of great custom. You should check this guy out. But yeah, AG1, around 190 BPM, you have awkward aim and burst is gonna be the name of the game. The map is around 3 minutes long, so you have plenty of gameplay to see some upsets potential from Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine, after all, I think they have enough players to try and do the opposition against Swedish crazy lineup, because Sweden, oh boy, they have insane aim and hidden players for this entire HD pool. I mean, of course, you're gonna see the appearance of Sige in the map. I'm expecting Rani Kuma, of course. This is the perfect pair of Team Sweden. Those are the hard hitters. And you also see Uge and Pompey, who are really strong when it comes to all gimmicks and all hiddens as well. In fact, Pompey is an easy player, so you know he can read any hidden map very well. So yeah, that is the famous gimmick roster, the famous hidden roster of Team Sweden that we're gonna be seeing. And for Ukraine, we're seeing the appearance of Hivno and Lee only in the lobby. Hivno, a coming back player from Ukraine. He hasn't played tourneys for around 2-3 years, and now he's back on track. He is your AG specialist, so if he wants to carry, he better does. If Ukraine wants that break point, and consolidating that victory would be, consolidating that lead will be amazing for them. But yeah, with that, we're starting with Overwritten.
Let's go. I mean, these Swedish players, bro, this roster is insane, by the way. All of these players are really good. I would be scared if I was Ukraine going into this. But hey, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, after all, the first pick from Team Sweden, you're expecting this map to be one of the strongest tools in the chat, the sharpest tools in the chat that they have. Opening break from Rani Kuma, though it's not that decisive. That Ukraine in first 200 combat, they're still holding strong. Hivna does find a break, you know, those tactical breaks trading each other. It's not gonna matter as much, because the first guy is where we will actually see the first breaks, the first breaches in the defenses of either of these countries.
Alright, let's see. Pompey finding the second break for Sweden. Now it's 2 FCs again, still 3 holding for Ukraine. The score lead is slowly going a bit further to their side. Only 50k, but they are doing a pretty good job so far. Pompey breaking again, not really finding any combo. And really Ukraine, all of the players holding a 99%. Lee only 98.9. You can essentially say it's a 99 too, so yeah, doing really great. Now half of the map is still to be played, and this is so far looking pretty good. And might be a breakpoint though. Ukraine, they need to see the combos holding, because Sweden, they still have big combos, and the score is not too far.
No, look, Tay, Ukraine got the momentum, but momentum does not equal victory, because Sweden is on their tail. One break from Ukraine or two, and it is all gone. That 150k score lead that you have, but whoa, hold on, Uge 69, that's the FC gun from Team Sweden. Now you only have Sigi supported by Randy Kumo. That is a major loss that just happened on side Team Sweden. He is supporting that with another one. Ukraine is just trying to run away. 250k score difference already breaks across the board. Only Sigi and Randy Kumo holding for Sweden. And Xtrullor with Artem, the two aim beasts of Ukraine, are countering them, and they are not softening their grips whatsoever. Look at them, Tay. Sweden picking this map, thinking they will get an easy point, but Ukraine say no. HD1, something that you cannot get against us. You underestimated us on our hidden maps, and we will not forgive you. Xtrullor might fall, but 300k is speaking for itself, Tay. 2-0 to Ukraine and a breakpoint.
I mean, look who's the FC on the Ukraine side. The only FC in the lobby.
Oh my god, the only.
The one and only one. 1 million score. Only 7/100s. That's really good.
Yeah. Beating Sige's score. That is very
Go,
impressive.
white boy, go.
And yo, what?
Whoa, what?
All right. Artem, very interesting statement. But yeah, that's the battle of carries that we've all been expecting. Sige versus Artem, very close, very intense. But this time, it was depending on the supports, and the support was not enough on the side of Team Sweden, and that's a major early momentum for Ukraine. Starting off with 2 points lead and a break point, and they get a choice of the next pick as well, and they're going for... Hold on.
Wait.
Am
hold
I
on.
seeing
Wait, is this the protect from Sweden they are picking?
This is
wait.
This is...
Wait, is this
Sweden protect?
Is this an aura move? Wait, hold on.
Whoa. Ukraine, you're playing with fire right now. You did not do that. I mean, yeah, you got 2 points. You feel confident, but picking your opponent's protect is beyond ballsy. What?
Wait, what are we doing? Hold on. I mean, wait, if they win this, this is poor confidence.
This is pure confidence. Yeah, no, we're just trolling with this. If Ukraine does win this one, I will shut up. But yeah, that's trying to do those mental games. Artem trying to show his wisdom of captaining for those years. Yeah, this is DT3. As mentioned, have a lot of doubles, a lot of triples, and a lot of quads. Also, some of those patterns are quite tricky. For example, you could have a triple and then you just have to wait and hit one singular note that could catch you off guard and you could just broke easily. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if Ukraine is picking this one, that means both countries know exactly what to do on this map. And we're seeing Edgar appearing for the Ukrainian side, a very strong consistency player, so anything where you could rely on your consistency, your combo gaming, Edgar is here for the money. And the Swedish roster, the appearance of Face Terry. Other 3 players are going to be the same as we saw on HD1. Was that Zero Phil Love? Quite a short map. Anything could happen. Anyone's game. I mean, of course, it's protected by Sweden, so I will not be surprised if it's a break point and Ukraine loses this one. But yeah, quite intriguing, Tay.
Yep, exactly. That's very intriguing. That's a very interesting pick, but if it works out, it could be like the mental crash down for Sweden. This is their protect after all, and if your opponent picks it and you lose it, it's not looking too good for you. But it would also mean it's 3-0 down. But let's see. So far, still on the intersection, everyone is doing fine. Score lead is on the side of Sweden. And Sweden have been leading the way early on the other maps as well, kind of. Just the combos are holding a bit more for Ukraine. Let's see if this is the case on this map as well. We're already halfway down and it's still looking good, but 40k score difference. One miss can basically be the decider on this map here.
Yeah, it's anyone's game and it's tug of war right now. We're just waiting for the first person to blink and then we will get a clear understanding on what's going to be happening for the rest of the map. But so far, oh my god, it is so competitive. Anyone could break. We're already halfway through the map. I mean, you can tell why Sweden protected this one, but Ukraine, they are putting up some incredible performance as well. Their tapping map is here and they do not want to let it go. Double break from Sweden from FaceTime and UG69, exactly the opening that Ukraine was looking for. Sweden is bleeding right now and they cannot stop it, but with a double break from Ukraine, things are still undecided.
What is going on? Two breaks on both sides, 120k score difference, and it's not really growing, it's not really shrinking either. Still two FCs on both sides. And Seran Yakumo is finding a break. This is probably the win for Ukraine on this map. 200k score difference. And Kouga with the FC as well as who else but Artem. This guy back-to-back FC. What do you want to do against him?
No, what are we doing? It's Sweden. You cannot do that against Sweden. You got a break point against Sweden and then you picked their protect and won it. That's the most baddest move I have seen throughout this entire group stage day.
What is this?
3-0 against Sweden. The team that got top 4 in 5EC. The team that has insane team synergy. They've known each other for a couple of years and they can trust each other. But Ukraine just randomly pops up and goes like, well, yeah, we're just gonna win a protect that is yours, and we're also gonna win HD1 that is also your home turf. 2 points away from Ukraine getting that.
Wait.
Oh god.
No more ball. We are doing protect versus protect. There's no way they're trying this now. Nah, this is comedy. This is not a match anymore.
Sweden took the bait. You know, Ukraine teased them with that protect. And now Sweden goes like, yeah, we're not gonna let that slide. We're picking Nomad 4 into you, which is yours protect. Oh my god.
Yo, or did like the ref fuck up? Did the ref like put DT3 was not Sweden's protect, but like
surely the order is wrong.
Surely the ref just nah, I don't know. I mean, this is crazy. Both teams picking each other's protects. And let's see if Sweden can win this one or if Ukraine just goes 4-0 here.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, their skill sets are overlapping, so I was expecting some sort of an overlap, but not that much that both teams are picking each other's protects. Sweden did protect Nomad 4 against Australia, so at least that makes sense. Yeah, and this Nomad 4 overall is a very, very slider techy map from Amethystus, also known as Amethystol. Yeah, and you have a bunch of those colossal sliders across the entire screen. The map is also quite long, so your consistency is gonna be put out to test very well. And Pompey, Uge, Ranikum, and Sige are gonna represent Sweden for this one. Ukraine sending in their prepared lineup for this protect. Edgar, Artem, Leonli, and Kazaki not in Cooler Bra, I would say. That might be a bit risky because Cooler Bra so far has been into every single map, and this guy is also one of the more consistent players.
Yeah, maybe, but also one thing is that Ukraine, they are changing their rosters a bit more than Sweden is. Meaning they just have those confident players who can play more maps. On Sweden, we see Sige, Ranyakumo, and Uge play like close to every map. Popeye is, I believe this is also their third map now. So like there's a bit more roster changes, a bit less roster changes for Sweden. They have a more consistent core, which may speak for them, but may also not. We will see how this goes for the Nomad 4. And yeah, this map is, I would say, a little bit more ki heavy, though Edgar breaks at the start of the map. First turn combo.
Yep.
The map is pretty long though, it's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. This shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and so far this is probably the most important map of this match, because if Ukraine wins this one, they will be 1 point away And that will basically tell us that, yeah, Ukraine is gonna be really favored in winning this entire match and closing it. And if Sweden takes this one, it's only 1-3, and the comeback is still viable. So Sweden really needs that point if they want to stay in the game and if they want to come out at the winners bracket in the bracket stage. And so far it is happening to them, especially after a double break from Ukraine. Ukraine is opening the gates for Swedish comeback. Even though Pompey is breaking, that is not enough to stop the power of Siggy, Ranikuma, and UG69. That is a powerful trio that Sweden has. Those are perma-lobbying so far everything, well, except Siggy for tapping. And Siggy finding a break though, but that's still favoring Sweden very, very well. It's a 1 versus 2 Kazuki against the world, and Kazuki is winning that duel because he is having almost the same accuracy as Uge, and with the break from Rani Kumo, it's just gonna be a duel between Kazuki and Uge.
Oh no, Kazuki, the FC is going for Ukraine. And this map is really just slow slider into fast sliders. This is where it's tricky to find the misses or the slider breaks. Uge is finding break as well. There's no more FCs in the lobby. The big combos are on the side of Sweden, but if they break those two, there's still half of the map remaining. But Edgar finds big break for Ukraine, and there's like no big combos for Ukraine. It's almost 300k score difference. Is this like...
Yeah, everything was...
What is this? Why it's... Yeah, no, this match makes no sense.
I don't know. I mean, what I know for sure is that that's a point for Sweden, but what a point. That's a protection from Ukraine. They're
this match makes no sense, bro. This makes no sense.
Yeah, and yeah, you just look at that. 1/3 of the map is still left, but you see the difference. It is colossal. 300k, and Pompey is here with 600 combos. Same for Sige, recovering really well with 98% accuracy. The accuracy speaking volumes as well. They're on average out-acting the entirety of Ukrainians roster. That spiral slider was merciless. Those Sige and Edgar find those breaks on it. Ranikuma following as well. But it is just the top row question. Pompey is not finding any breaks, and UG69 is back on track as well. Kazuki doing his best, but at this point you're just fighting and losing battle.
No, Pompey, no reverse show for him. Unlucky. Okay, we are only seeing Kazuki as seeing the ending so far. It's pretty good.
It's a done deal.
Man, okay.
It's a done deal. It's like it wouldn't have.
Yeah, no, it is a done deal, but it would still be impressive to see the ending. Unfortunately, no one is.
This map is just brutal. This map is just brutal, hey. Yeah. Sweden outlasted Ukraine really well on this one. Finally, that sip of fresh air that they were looking for. First point on the board. They did not want to lose in this match whatsoever.
Well, it wasn't really close, so it's a good pick for Sweden and a bad protect from Ukraine. Don't really know what's going on right now, but hey, we are working with what we have. Sweden 1 point up. This might be a bit of a more confidence fix or boost. They lost their own protect, now they want the opposing team's protect. Now it's Ukraine instance DT1.
Yeah, no, at this point, I don't even know, Tay. The tables are flipped 180 degrees. Like, I think all these strategies that both these countries had just completely have to change now because of the protect incident. And a DT1 pick from Ukraine, it does seem a bit tricky as well. It is 260 BPM, your consistency speed aim / speed slider aim check that you have on this one. It's not just generic aim. But yeah, still, we did see Ukraine pick DT1 against Mexico. They won it by a pretty large margin, so they're pretty confident in this one. And for Sweden, I do not actually think they have played DT1, or at least if they played DT1, it was not coming from them, so that's not something they're super confident in. So if Ukraine wants a point, that would be a great possibility, a great opportunity to get it onto DT1.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ukraine might just go DT1 and NOMELON next. Because
just consistency gap.
It's just a consistency of mechanics, really. DT1 and NOMELON both have a fair share of bursts. I think DT1 a bit more than Nomad 1 has, so this might be a bit more obvious of a pick for Ukraine. And for Sweden, I have like no actual clue what they will pick. Like maybe they go hidden 3 or they try the gimmicks, normal 5 maybe, or the hidden 2. There's still 3 mod 1 open, which could be an option. But like genuinely I got no clue what they pick.
Yeah, you cannot be really confident, and that's what I've been scared of, because both countries are pretty good when it comes to aim and control. It's just that Ukraine is leaning a bit more towards those mechanics maps, like tapping heavy maps, and Sweden is leaning more towards those gimmick and control maps. In fact, we haven't seen any gimmick maps so far into this match, which is quite surprising. So maybe that will happen, because Sweden, they are the ones that are usually opting those. Still, we shall wait and see, because currently it is Asian Hideout DT1, and we're officially in the mid-game of this match. Buster Rhymes joining up for Ukraine, Kazuki, Cooler, Brian, Artem, the strongest trio of Ukraine is in the lobby, but same could be said about Sweden, Ranikum, Sigi, and Ugi69 too. Supported by FaZe Terry as well. I mean, FaZe Terry is your double time and hard rock specialist. He knows the deal when it comes to any sort of those DT maps. So, yeah, 2 very powerful forces. After all, it is Seed 16 versus Seed 17. This is what we've been waiting for. This is a very hype matchup, and so far, it is living up to its name.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 picks might have suggested a bit of a one-sided direction, but Sweden winning protect of Ukraine. This is getting a bit more interesting now. And now DT1, this is the type of map where it can go both ways. So I'm not really favoring one team too far against the other. Though I'm still expecting Ukraine to do well here. They like their mechanics. There's one thing of note. It's AR 10.3, 260 BPM, and it's only 1 minute 55, so it's not a particularly long map. We shall see how this one goes. Of course, Ukraine, the roster depth is showing, getting another new player back in. Which Sweden, they are going with a core roster for most maps here.
Yeah, I hope you're ready for the show, because we are. As the KI is starting, and we're looking for at least some break from players, but no, it's gonna be similar to DT3. Nobody finds the first blood, nobody draws first blood, and this is what truly makes this match beautiful. No one wants to be the first one to fall. Just the accuracy that's slightly favored in Sweden is basically non-existent at this point. 2k, and you're seeing that break. This is diabolical. You understand everything is still on the table, and this is where nerves might start to build up for either of Sweden or Ukraine. You better pray it's not gonna be you. Oh my god, and a triple break. Double break from Ukraine and a break from Sigi, the carry of the team, supported by FaZe Terry, and with this, the situation is very much equal.
Yeah, I mean, it has been equal before, it's equal again. Only 50k score difference separating these two teams. 2 FCs on both sides. A few more breaks on FaZe Terry. This should give the lead, or like the lead should shift over to the Ukraine side a little bit. Those 30k score difference, they're all seeing it now. The FCs know their combos matter. They don't want to break, and this is where the nerves can hit you the hardest. Only a bit more left. Ranyakumo's finding a break. That's FC down. Only 1 more for Sweden against the 2 from Ukraine. No, they need to hold Ukraine if they want to win their own map pick.
Yeah, here's the last KI. This is the point of no return, I would say. Double FC from Ukraine. Colorblind and Busta are just showing why they're in for this DT1. Ugi69 trying his best, but Busta and Color are circling like vultures around him, waiting for him to break. And even if he doesn't, it's still more than enough for Ukraine to win this one. The ship is slowly sinking, and the name of the ship is Sweden. 4-1 to Ukraine, and Sweden is 1 point away from losing this match.
Yeah,
This is madness.
I think even if Ranyakumo didn't find a break, Ukraine would have still won, because it was Ranyakumo only has 97%. They wouldn't have gotten 350k score on top of their score already. Or
Probably.
wait, would they? Wait, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, at least Ogi69 did amazing.
Yeah,
Only
whoa.
5-100, so you have to give him that. That is an
That's
amazing
yeah,
score.
that's a very good score.
Yeah, fantastic from him, but as fantastic as from Ukraine in double FC and a 3.4 million team score. I think Ukraine is very happy about this one, especially considering Ukraine. I think they played against Sweden. I'm not sure if they played against Sweden in 5EC, but anyway, Sweden was considered to be one of those giants, those titans of the European countries, and now Ukraine just they seem to make this matchup look like it is a walk in the park for them.
Yeah, we will see though if NOMELON 5 writes a different story. 4-1 for Ukraine. They have been winning their mechanics, and Sweden, maybe they are just opting to go with a non-mechanics route, going with the gimmicks. NOMELON 5, UCS5 AR6 map. It's pretty aimy still, but it requires some reading and will be a tough map for sure. We've seen both teams holding big combos on all the maps so far, so maybe we see it here again.
Yeah, I know for a fact that you have Xtrullor Brock who's really strong on maps like that, but the main difficulty is gonna be, of course, this AR6, this CS5 as well, so some precision needed. And I would say the worst part about this one is that you actually have to be very steady. Your steady aim is what's needed on this one, because it has those constant awkward aim patterns with AR6, and just any small cursor slip, that's gonna be crucial. That's gonna be crucial for this map. It feels a bit nasty to play this one. So of course you have that reading comfort check, but also is question about your consistency. We're seeing Zeus, who is a precision specialist for Team Sweden, and Pompey, Ran, and Sige are your overall all-rounders, and Pompey, matter of fact, the strongest reading player of Team Sweden, so they have all the cards on their hands to get this point to the board. Ukraine is sending in Hivno, Kazuki, Kolibra, and Lee only. And after this map, we might get an answer of who wins this match, or if not, then Sweden will have more and more chances to secure a tiebreaker. But so far, they're pushed back against the wall, and they need to get out of that desperate situation, because if not, they will face losers bracket.
Yeah, exactly. And thing about a reading map is that you are back against the wall, and low AR map, and it's slow as well. You need to chill down to play this map properly. If you are fidgety, if you have it in the back of your head that you are down, you need to win this map, then you might overread or underread. Some of these patterns here, Zeus already finding a break. So really, Sweden, they need to chill down a little bit. This is where experience comes into play. These players, they need to control their nerves, and let's see how this goes. This map is a bit longer than the map before. It's 2 minutes and 51. So the early break from Zeus shouldn't matter too much, unless of course Ukraine just 4-ways, but I am not expecting that. Though we have seen a 4-way just in the match before this. China did a 4-way FC on this. So let's see, maybe Ukraine does it too, but I'm not expecting it.
Maybe. I mean, so far we just had those chilled patterns, but as the Ki is gonna start, we're gonna be seeing more and more breaks. He's not gonna be the first one to fall, actually. Was that Sweden with an early advantage? No, it was a break from Zeus. Now it is a 3v3. It's a perfect knife fight in a real time. And that's, as mentioned, you see those aim patterns, they feel very awkward to play. And a break could slip up from any of those players, but so far no one is getting tripped out by any of those patterns except Hivno and Zeus. So everything still on the table. Ukraine has a chance of closing this match.
Let's see, still 3 FCs versus 3 FCs, but the accuracies are a bit better on the FCs on the Swedish side. Which means the score lead is slowly going over. Kazuki is breaking. we are already halfway. We are already over halfway of the map. Siga is trading that though. Zeus also finds a break again. It's 2 FCs versus 2 FCs, but Hypno with the better supporting combo, and Sweden, they need to see someone to break here from the Ukraine side if they want any chance here to get back. But that break is not coming, and it's coming from their side. Siga and Zeus not finding any support, you know. So this is leaving them very vulnerable, and they need to see some breaks.
Yeah, Ranjikum and Pompey, the crown jewelers of Sweden, are doing their best, but you look at Ukraine, it's double FC and the support from Hypno, insane recovery, last 1/6 of the map is left. I'm afraid for Sweden right here, Tay. I think Ukraine might have done it. There is no way another break from Hypno, though, is gonna help Sweden a bit, but you need more. You need to see more. Leonli and Cooler Bra are not softening their grip on this map, and I think they have done it. I think they've done it. 80k score difference. It is slowly moving to Sweden, but I just don't think there is enough time. I think the Nordic giants are defeated, and Ukraine is gonna be the one to advance as a second place group. As a second placer in the group, and they're sending Sweden to the third place of the B group. GG's in chat. And this is something I would not expect. This is a seed 16 versus seed 17 match. And you have such demons against you like Siga and Pompey, and you just, oh my days.
Yeah, GG's, well played to both teams. Sweden, this is now, it will move on to the losers bracket of the round of 16 bracket. And Ukraine, with this win, they have secured themselves the winners bracket. Just giving them one more life in the actual round of 16. Where Sweden, if they lose once now in the round of 16, they are out of the whole tournament. So important win for Ukraine. It was a little bit more one-sided than the seeding might have suggested, and the matches prior to this as well. They had only like 1 or 2 point difference, but after this match, Ukraine, they did really well. This is a deserved win for their side. And really well played from Sweden as well. Like, their scores weren't that bad. It's just Ukraine that had really good performance today.
Yeah, the low SR was the Achilles heel for Sweden in this one. And Ukraine used the opportunity to win 5-1. And now they might have almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed that they will have a longer journey in the bracket stage. So really interested to see how the story goes for Ukraine and for Sweden as well. I mean, we know that Sweden, they had such a crazy Cinderella story in 5EC already. And I do not think that defeat against Ukraine is gonna stop them. So yeah, they're gonna round up the B group of 5WC group stage. So yeah, hope you liked it. Because I like this group a lot. I like commentating this group a lot. It was pretty entertaining. But yeah, that's gonna be it. And okay, the chat is saying Phil, we're trolling for you. Thank you, Face Terry. I appreciate that. well, regardless, yeah, guys, you better win some matches in bracket stage. But with that, we will be rounding up our stream day. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, there's nothing else I have to say. The next match, let me have a quick look, is in 10 minutes. United Kingdom versus Singapore. Pretty exciting matchup. Probably it's seed 11 versus seed 23. Yeah. Not that close in seeding, but on low star rating, anything can happen. So,
I mean, the thing is, definitely stay tuned for this one, because Singapore beat Poland and Czechia, and now they can also beat the United Kingdom. If that happens, that's going to be a generational run for Team Singapore. So yeah, that's going to be it from us. Be there or be square, and we will see you very soon. But for now, this has been 5WC staff team. In the commentary booth, had me, Philoxen. Joining me today was Tay. Thank you, man. Always a pleasure. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Bye everybody, and have a nice day.
Goodbye. Bye.